Right, well, welcome back, everybody. Massive thank you to the new subscribers and to people who've left some brilliant comments. It's so appreciated. I really appreciate it. Obviously, I just said it. You know, sometimes I worry about myself and what I say. Anyway, in this one, I think it's going to be the final chapter on the sweet corn. I've fannied about so much. As you can tell by this one, I've been checking, is it ready? I don't know. Is it ready? I don't know. But today I'm finally going to just bite the bullet and just pick one of the bloody things, innit? That's the only way I'm going to know. As I said, this one is the one I've been messing around with, opening it up and keep looking. I reckon that's ready. So I'm going to harvest a couple, that one and that one, and put them in a pot at the end and see what's going on. Give them a go. First of all, massive thanks to Gang over at Gang and Peanuts channel for suggesting growing sweet corn, because I'm new to gardening and he suggested it. I thought, I'll give that a go. I've got some room, and that's what I did. Planted some sweet corn. I got some here in the polytunnel and some outside, and I've been doing roughly a 10-14 day catch up on how they've progressed all the way through from planting them out to this final one of harvesting them. So yeah, let's get on with it. Before I pick them, just a couple of things that I've done, good, bad, more on the outside than inside, but we're going to have a look at them in a minute. First of all, I've cut the flowers off the top because I was worried that they were looking like they might puncture the skin of the polytunnel. So I've whipped the tops off. Also, something I've picked up on that was suggested to me there again by a comment was, if you're growing them, if you've got the side shoots coming up, pull them off. They'll never really amount to anything, and they're best pulled off. The only reason I've left these on is because, there again, thanks to another comment from, that was Elaine over Allotment Joy, I put in some climbing French beans around the bottom of them, and they climb up the sweet corn, giving me a nice little harvest. I'll show a picture of that. And you know, it was easy to do, just plant them around. I've also pulled all the leaves off the bottom just to tidy them up and let the air get in, get the light get in to help the beans. And I've also put a squash in here, but that doesn't seem to be doing very much. But it's all part of the Three Sisters planting technique, where you plant corn, you plant beans, you plant 2 squashes around the bottom, but they don't seem to have amounted to anything. But I was late putting them in, so maybe next year do it a bit earlier. I've got a few questions just before we munch into them. I just, in here, not on the ones outside, but on the inside, I've got little black spots, and when I've opened that back up and had a look, there's like little bugs in there. They don't seem to have got into the corn, but there's little bugs all over the place. See, there's one. If anybody knows what they are, I'd love to know. All right, so that's the ones in here. We just have a quick look at the ones outside, and then I'll shut talking and we'll pick some and cook them up. Right, so these are the ones outside, and the first thing you'll probably notice, I've bagged them up. I know some people say using socks, but who the hell would want to eat something that's been in my socks? So I got some of these fruit protection bags, they're called. I got 60 of them for, I think it's about £7, just to stop anything getting in there and eating them. And they're a real fine mesh, so I figured everything can breathe and the light can still get around them, and They're not going to get too much water in there, just to stop anything eating them. So that's fruit protection bags. And I can already see, something's tried to get in there, a slime, but they haven't been able to. Haha. Hey. Take that, Mr. Slug. So same thing, I've put climbing French beans around the outside ones and a squash in the middle. Nothing came of that. Now, anybody who's watched along, I don't know why you would, but anybody who did, the end one here, we called it Private Ryan because it nearly died, and we managed to save it, and even that one has now got a cob on. Whether it will get pollinated, I don't know, but it was just nice to keep it going. So that's the only thing with these out here, isn't protection bags, and I just cut the leaves off around them to make it easier to put on. So hopefully that might help somebody. Right, let's go pick some of these, cook them up. Right, so I guess you just snap them off. One, two. Right, let's get the skins off. Right, so that's got them picked. Let's get these husks off. Now, apparently I'm not allowed a good plate. I don't care if it's for your video, Pete. You're not having a good plate, so we got one with a chip out of it. It doesn't matter, does it? Right. Let's pull this. That's harder than I thought. Oh, there we go. Snap that off. What's it looking like? Starting to go a little bit wrinkly, so I think me faffing about. I should have picked these earlier. Apparently, you know when they're ready, because if you poke your fingernail in, it goes clear. It's a little bit milky. I don't know, just do it, innit? Probably should wash your hands, really, but never mind. I've been waiting so long to do this. See, although some of it were looking a bit raggedy around the outside and there's a few buggy things floating around, nature's wrapped this up. Oh, this one's looking better. And there's a full lot of corn, so they obviously pollinated really well. Beauties, man. Look at that. How big's that? I've got a tape. That's 8-inch cob. Right, let's boil some water. I've got a big enough I've got a big enough saucepan for this. I might chop the tops off. They're a bit rough. Right, let's get on. Right, so we've got some water on the go. Saucepan. Cut them down so they'll fit in the saucepan. I wasn't allowed a big saucepan either. Got my jet boil. Got this one so we can get it boiling quick. Once it's boiling, 7 minutes. Boom. See what happens. Oh shit, that's boiling. I'll chuck that in there. That should bring that to the boil quicker. That'll be enough. Right, once that's boiling, in there for 7 minutes. Bring it back when it's done. You don't watch this boil, do you? No, of course you don't. Right, that's our 7 minutes. Let's get them out and give them a go. All right, how am I going to get them out? Oh, I'll just tip on the floor now. Oh, shit. Right, they cooked up a lot. Golden there. Got me spiky things. Stick them in there. Got some butter. I ain't got a knife. Hang on, I'll go and find a knife. Right, that's better. Let's get some butter on these bad boys. Mad to think, innit? These were sown in this tunnel on the 6th of May. So sown in the tunnel, eaten on in the tunnel. Oh, and there's some outside as well. But the ones outside, they're a little bit behind these, not a lot. So I know there's a few people that watch the channel that are like me, just growing for the first time. If you haven't grown sweet corn, give it a go. They're really easy to grow, not much maintenance, and all being well, will taste amazing. I might sit down for this. Let's get the chair. Right, the very first homegrown sweet corn, dripping with butter. Sod your cholesterol levels, innit? Let's give it a go. I'd love to tell you they were horrible, but they're just not. They're just stunning. That's just ace, isn't it? Isn't it just ace? You grow stuff, you eat stuff, tastes amazing. Gardening's just brilliant, isn't it? Massive thank you to everybody who's helped along the way with suggestions and whatever. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do, come back and see me. I'm always up to nonsense and enjoy sharing it. So, as I always say, cheers and gone. Yum.